We are back and out of streaming jail. So thanks for being here. Happy New Year to you. This is In Other News. I am your host, Mike Russell, and I appreciate you starting your year off with us here. And again, it was supposed to start yesterday. Just there was this little thing called internet streaming jail that we were stuck in, but now we're unstuck. Today it happened. This was super, super exciting to me because Rob and I have been in a years-long race to see who was the first to get an FBI file. And I got a text message this morning from my nephew-in-law, who is telling me that that he needs my middle name because the Department of Defense is doing another clearance for him. He works for one of the military contractors, and he's in the Army. And they said your name keeps popping up. So they didn't know. Wait. He said, "Why would they want to know about you?" I go, "I think it finally happened. I think I have a Fed file." Oh, and do I ever know why? Woohoo! 15 years plus, squawking about the government finally ticked someone off enough. It had to have been during the Rona. Had to have been. That we got all kind of busted up in that nonsense. Oh, we're going to talk a little bit about Mark Zuckerberg a bit later and see if he has actually found the error of his ways, or he's just protecting his company's tookus. So we're gonna or his own tookus. So we'll dip into that a little bit as well. But I'm very, very excited that my nephew-in-law, married intern Sarah. So he hadn't been around my whole life. I'm showing up on his background records. Let's go. Oh, I love this. Government excites me. We were away for a week, and hey, Greg, a happy belated birthday to you. I did get your text. I will reply to that after the show, and appreciate all of you. Ronald, what's up? James, Lynn was hatting. Couple things, a couple of kerfuffles, a couple of dust-ups. First of all, I want to say that I had to start off the year, I'm not kidding, probably one of the funniest bits I've written for a show, any one of my shows. Probably the funniest bit. And it all had to do with Cybertrucks. And then some slappy had to go blow up a Cybertruck in front of the Trump building. I was so excited about this. So there we go. Yeah, so we can't actually it was funny. Literally funny about how Cybertrucks are probably the opposite of any kind of a man flex. And I had video, I had interviews, I had all that stuff to prove my point. But now, put Cybertruck on anything gonna land me back in streaming jail. But a couple of things did go down. Outside of that explosion in the Cybertruck. And by the way, oh, we got another slappy coming. Speaking of Canada, Greg, Elon Musk is going to get to the bottom of this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But a absolute lunatic terrorist piece of garbage ran in New Orleans, ran a truck down, killing a lot of people. And that is an act of terror that we will know nothing about after today. Nothing. We will know nothing. Just like we know nothing about the two would-be assassins of Donald Trump. You will know nothing. Was it Daniel Penny? Was that the guy's name? On the subway? We knew everything about him that day. And it was just his name was in the news, and he didn't even kill the guy. Just so we're very clear. When the police showed up, the body camera show, he is still breathing, still alive. After all of it, still alive. That's why he was acquitted. But we knew everything about him. Not going to know anything about this idiot. Not going to know anything about this guy running trucks through and killing people. We're not going to know about it. So they had to postpone one of the bowl games, and rightfully so. Good for them for postponing the bowl games. The CEO of the sponsoring, the name sponsor of the bowl game, gave a message to lead off the bowl game when it was replayed. And what in the world does anyone have to piss and moan about this guy saying this? Come on.
Welcome to the All-State Sugar Bowl. Wednesday, tragedy struck the New Orleans community. Our prayers are with the victims and their families. We also need to be stronger together by overcoming an addiction to divisiveness and negativity.
Cool.
Join Allstate working in local communities all across America to amplify the positive, increase trust, and accept people's imperfections and differences. Together, we win.
The hell's wrong with that? Literally, what the hell's wrong with that? Why are people saying, oh, go woke, go broke? How is that a woke message? If, hey, can't we all just get along? Can't we just, forget about people's differences and just, focus on, digging each other instead of hating each other? How is that woke? If being that is woke, I don't want to be right. I mean, seriously. One of the funniest things Queen Bee's ever done, because she's a progressive, one of the things she's ever done is she go to, maybe a bar, happy hour, whatever it is, saw a dude in a MAGA hat. She'd walk up to the guy and say, hey, listen, I know you got a MAGA hat on. I hate Donald Trump, so we're supposed to hate each other, but let's talk about what we have in common. Strike up a conversation. That's what this guy's talking about. And people lose their damn minds over it? For what? I mean, the people that are losing their minds are the people that are sowing divisiveness in this country, that want this nation to be divided. Trust me, I'm about to show you a whole lot of stuff that we can come together on. In Canada, the 51st state might be one of them. We'll see. See where we go. What's up, Trump? James, how you doing, bud? I actually will play part of that maybe tomorrow. We'll see, James. But here's what none of it makes sense. None of the Cybertruck deal makes sense. None of this dude running a truck through New Orleans makes any sense. None of it. None of it makes sense. And everybody was, we can't say terror act. We have to say it was a criminal act, a suspected driver, and all this bunch of garbage. None of it adds up, including this. And if you wanted to absolutely freak out about, or not freak out, I apologize. I'll get to that in a minute. If you really wanted to be confused about this, here's this. The suspected terrorist, his house was raided, obviously. Apparently, those that raided, the feds that raided that house, didn't take anything, left everything behind, and then quite literally took the door off for this little rookie reporter wearing Lulu and a pink fanny pack and a ball cap to have free run of the place. This is just here.
We're here inside the New Orleans terrorist home.
And you shouldn't be.
You can see that it's been...
She's not even enough of a journalist to say the alleged terrorist. She can't even get to that point. We're here in the home. Are you bleeping kidding me? This is the biggest setup I've seen in a hot minute.
Clearly destroyed the door, at least from the FBI raid yesterday. But
that's funny. It's still intact and the entire frame was pulled off. But okay, whatever. I've spent enough years in property management to know that's not really how it goes. But let's go.
If we walk through the home, we see some signs of what he was up to.
Yeah, everything's still there. Still there. Nope. No tape, no crime scene tape, no nothing. Nothing.
He had this workbench.
Here. She knew there's a workbench there. They're in her little damn Lulus in her hoodie.
Lots of different chemicals splayed around.
Yeah, the chemicals are still there. Didn't need to take those as evidence. Nope, not one little bit. Nope.
And different electronics. This is, again, a work setup.
Did y'all catch the Quran?
Just very unkempt in here.
Conveniently placed on the workbench. This is all theater. This blew my mind. Other than just, okay, fine, terrorist attack. We knew something was going to happen. We knew something was going to happen around the certification. We knew something around inauguration. We knew something was going to go down with all of the quite literal terrorists, terror watch list peeps that were allowed into our nation during the Biden administration. We knew something's going down. But when that happens, it doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like this.
If we go over here, actually, you can see the Department of Justice documents here, the search warrant,
and a can opener.
and the property that they recorded here, which seems to be a lot of chemicals.
Yeah, they didn't take any of it. They left it for Little Miss over here, Little Miss Slappy, to get in here and check things out.
Again,
guys, nothing about this
left
is
in
right.
Disarray.
Nothing.
There's a bedroom back here, and his what appears.
There's some baking soda out there, some dishes left over. Hey, you know, I'll give him this. This guy actually had more stuff in his house than the first Trump assassinating guy. What do you call it? Assassin? Would-be assassin? Whatever. Assassinating guy. Hold on. Let me get some copy. Hang tight. And Alfred, it does, man. This is screaming setup.
See his collection of religious materials, his Qurans, an open Quran with a passage there, as well as even
with a
the
passage
Bible
there.
Here, but mostly books on Islam, and his prayer rug just to the left of me.
Yeah,
here.
didn't take any of it.
And if we go back, there's another bedroom here.
Oh.
You can see he left all these belongings, contact lenses, personal belongings, bathroom. This seems to be some sort of workspace, again, with other chemicals here. The lights
Just left.
still
Look,
on.
nothing was touched. Nothing was touched. What in the hell are we looking at? Now, you know, this is why I dragged this story from last week, because what? Nothing is touched. Everything is as was, or as planted, as staged. It's embarrassing.
Some kind of station set up here. We're not really sure what that was for.
Who's we, honey?
In, you know, what we can assume was also a bedroom. You can see clothes left here, and just a sign that someone was here up until those last few moments when neighbors said he left just before the New Year's holiday, saying he was done with his lease. It was up, and he was on his way to New Orleans, where he would live there. Didn't take any furniture because he said his new home would be furnished.
Oh, she knows everything about
so
this
far.
dude. This is disgusting. Talk to me. What in the hell did we just watch? This little honey rolling through the tears. Oh, and here's the documentation and the search warrant that just happens to be left on the kitchen
And
island.
the property that they recorded here, which seems to be a lot of chemicals. Again, just left in disarray. There's a bedroom back here, and his what appears to be his collection of religious materials.
Yeah, here.
his-
So now we make sure everybody knows he's got chemicals, and we know he's a religious zealot. What in the? Just the fact that she's in there just tells me we're not knowing something. Jim, she knows nothing. You would think, just CIA, FBI, something news at 10. Holy. And okay, dumb that the powers that be think we'd fall for that. Even crazier to think that there's people that watch that video and like, wow, she was allowed access to the terrorist. Crime scene. Greg, it's not crime scene contamination. It's not a crime scene. That's not a crime scene. It's a movie set. There is no way in hell that man at that moment had already killed 15 people. I don't know what the count is yet. I don't know what it's at right now. But I'm telling you, this is a mass murdering slappy. Now, his home is just open for all just to come on in. Come on in. We left the door absolutely removed for you. Not the door open. And we left all of his belongings so you can just go through and take your stuff yourself. Go ahead. Yeah, no problem. Get your fingerprints all over everything. I'm blown away. I cannot believe. Cannot believe. Every single piece of everything would be in evidence bags. Everyone. I can't even. It's hard for me to get my head around. That guy did tour like January 6th. Yeah, great job, Ronnie. Yeah, exactly. Biden today. Did you see that? Did you see Biden's tweet today? Let me see if we can get this up here for everybody. see, back to the post here. This is absolutely crazy. I'm going to show you guys this. It's just absolutely nuts. Yes, Joe Biden. That's the one we want. He still has Harris Walls as a banner. Okay, let's go ahead and share the screen on this one, because this actually I don't usually reply to stuff on Twitter or X or anything like that, but let's go ahead and share the screen. Share the screen. Joe Biden, please. There we go. Share. There you are. Yep, there you go. Right there. It says we should commit to remembering January 6, 2021 every year, to remember it as a day when our democracy was put to the test and prevailed, to remember that democracy, even in America, is never guaranteed. President Joe Biden. Anyone else getting Hunger Games vibes with that one? Anyone else? Anybody coming along with me on that one? Hunger Games? This seems right? It's very President Snow. And we shall remember the uprising against the Capitol. Oh, yeah. Good God. Thanks, Rhonda. Appreciate that. I'm absolutely blown away. Who is that tone deaf? One of the most popular movie franchises in history, and you go up there and you go, hey, let's say that worked for somebody. Yes. Thank you. We're not a democracy. That is correct. That is correct. We are a representative republic. We're going to get to Trudeau momentarily, but let's spend some time, shall we, on Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, you knew that change was a coming. You knew change was a coming with Mark Zuckerberg when he posted his 4th of July picture of him. He was surfing. He was actually wakeboarding, wake surfing, whatever, with a giant American flag. He was wearing a tuxedo, and he was holding, I think, a Coors in his hand. Had a beer. You knew something was going on. He has already offered Donald Trump's transition team aid in anything that they need, because he knows this dude that stole Facebook. I mean, it's going to land me in streaming jail again, huh? I mean, that borrowed the concept of Facebook and made it something totally, absolutely amazing. Is coming around. Let's look at this is mind blowing. Here you go.
I want to talk about something important today, because it's time to get.
And by the way, when he says everyone, he literally means everybody. He said everyone's on his platform. Everyone.
Back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years.
Hold on, Brendan. That's actually worthy right there. Yeah, he hacked the brain, rewired the firmware. He said, "We need an update. Update. It better be better than the damn Apple update with whatever the hell they did to my damn photos." Anyway, come on.
There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political.
Clearly.
But there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems.
No, Rhonda, it actually just covers the hatch. Yeah. Just like I cover the scar with my long hair, it's the same thing. It's just what it does.
To moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people.
Yeah.
And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms.
Community notes.
More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes.
Hello. Wait. Oh, shoot. Oh, I got to get my phone here. Sorry, because I got Elon on speed dial. Elon. Hey, Zuck here. I love the community notes thing that you got going on. Hey, all right. I'm not one that would ever steal anything from anyone. No, I wouldn't. Hey, well, we're going to have community notes. Thanks. Bye. God bless America. MAGA. Bye.
To X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system.
Okay.
Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse.
Yeah.
What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas.
Each and every time. Each and every time. Each and every time these companies, Google, Facebook, whatever, Meta, every time they've tried to be more inclusive, they became more exclusive. And we know that, I mean, this is even the AI programs immediately started. I mean, I think it was Google that was getting rid of discriminatory practices in hiring and then went to a complete AI model for just at least resumes that were accepted to take a look at. It became all Indian males like that, excluded women and any other type of surname. Not kidding. Like, it was fast. So anytime you try this, oh, we're going to be inclusive. We're going to do the right thing here. This is the crap that happens.
And it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms.
We'll see.
Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platform.
That put me in streaming jail. Just because I had a donkey beating up a dude. Well, the dude was beating up the donkey first. Grizz, stop. The donkey was just, yeah. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, of course, they're also making a move too. So I'll kind of zip along here.
We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high severity violations.
Sure.
And for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action. The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms.
Okay.
We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content.
What does that mean?
The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down.
Okay, good.
Fourth,
and Rob and I get our entire standing back on Meta, because that would be fantastic. I would absolutely love that. Can we do that? You guys chop blocked us. You guys took us out at the knee. You guys Tanya Harding'd us. You guys cut us to nothing. Can we get that back?
We're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed. So we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again.
Okay.
So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth,
this is still a thing?
We're going to move our trust and safety and
Here
content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas. How about it? Good Lord, is this guy man-crushing on Elon Musk right now? Dude, let's dial it back a bit, Zuck. Let's dial it back. This guy's very upset he's not at all the Mar-a-Lago parties. Holy. And by the way, is he getting is he broadcasting this from his office, his house, or his undisclosed giant bunker, or his yacht? That was for the cool kids, by the way, if you caught that. This donkey you're talking about, he looks and more of an alpaca vibe he's got going on right now. But how about this? Out of all of this, all of the nonsense that he said, he's moving to community notes, ripping off X, and then he's moving all his fact checkers, his community notes people, from California to Texas. Good Lord. The best form of imitation, right? Is the highest form of flattery. It is, yeah. He's on Epstein's Island, no doubt any of that. Somebody gonna buy that at some point. That's gonna be an interesting time. But yes, so Mark Zuckerberg apparently gets the memo. And this, by the way, is one of the many reasons why the Democrats just got their assets smacked in this election, is because they learned that millennials don't like inflation and Gen X is running the show now. So if you run a campaign all on the feels and on celebrities and inclusion and DEI, Gen X ain't having it. We're the bosses, applesauce. We're in charge now. We're the ones voting. We're running this joint, and things will change. Period. Even Mark Zuckerberg said, you know what? Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Let's do that. Spends a lot of time in Facebook jail. Yeah, but here's the deal, though. So if you spend time in Facebook jail, that's fine. And Rhonda, you got to understand this as well. When you're streaming on YouTube and when you get monetized by these platforms, that we thank the good Lord, and the more you guys share this out, the more you guys hit the like button, the more just the easier things get. In we keep the lights on and we keep the doors open. And being monetized, you get into Facebook jail or streaming jail. It's costing you money. Like, I would wear it as a badge of honor as well, but no, now it's taking food off of Nugent Bean's plate. And so I do have to play. I do have to toe a line. I mean, I probably should have thought of a couple of the things I played on FFO Friday. Just flagrant violations, but I was just having too much fun. But we got to think about that anyway. Hey, Justin Trudeau. Greg, I hope you're still around. There he is. All right, there he is. Greg, let's talk about this. Justin Trudeau, one of the worst things to happen to Canada, except for Brian Adams, I think is up there as well. What the hell did that guy in that party do to that country? I mean, this nation, our neighbors to the north, this guy just, and yes, he is. He's Fidel Castro's kid. Don't get me into his parents and his dad. I'm surprised. Exactly. I don't think his dad was into making babies, if you knew what I'm trying to say there. Yeah. Let's get to it. Trudeau is out. Trudeau is gone. And thank God, because this cat's taken over. He's always been waiting in the wings. He is a firebrand. He is a common sense dude. And if I dug out one of the old interviews when he was running for office, this reporter can't find a way to ask him if he's licking Trump's boots. He just can't. He doesn't know how to do it. This guy is exactly why he is going to he's going to make Canada great again.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your,
he's like, dude, I ain't got time for you, bro. Oh,
sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
What does that mean, dude?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
This is a master's class in how to handle any reporter. This is a master's class. Eat an apple. Body language shows that you are completely wide open. You're not closed off in any way. You don't have your arms closed. You're not bouncing back and forth. You're literally just eating an apple like you're enjoying some time with the person. The body language is screaming, okay, let's have a talk. And this guy does not know what to do. He doesn't know how to handle this because he's getting challenged.
Left wing, this and that, right wing, I mean, it's that type of ideological thing.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, I don't
really believe in that.
Okay. A lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but...
Like who?
I don't know who, but...
Well, you're the one who asked the question, so you must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given not
exactly how I'm treating you is exactly why Canadians will trust me with the book.
Not just the sort of ideological inclination in terms of taking the page out of Donald Trump's book, but
what are you
also,
talking about? What page? What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page. You keep saying
in terms of turning things quite dramatically in terms of Trudeau and the left wing and all of this. I mean, you make quite a, it's quite a play that you make on it. So I'm
not sure. I don't know.
This guy is, I mean, the reporter, just the tail, you can hear his tail just tucking so tightly between his legs. This guy absolutely knows he's outgunned. He's outsmarted. And you're right. He just kind of seems like he's uninterested. He's like, dude, I don't have time for idiots like you.
I don't know what your question is.
Then forget that. Why should Canadians trust you with their vote?
Common sense.
Okay.
He should have just said MAGA and dropped his apple and walked away right there. Right when he said, okay, I'll answer your question. Just MAGA and dropped his apple, walked away.
Sense for a change. We're going to make common sense common in this country. We don't have any common sense in the current government. The guy prints $600 billion, grows our money supply by 32% in 3 years. That's growing the money 8 times faster than the economy. No wonder we have the worst inflation in 4 decades. I'm going to cap spending, cut waste, so that we can balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. You'll want to be able to pay your mortgage again? You want to be able to afford rent? Then you have to vote for Pierre Poilievre, because I'm the only one.
Side of his name being Pierre, I'm down. He's going to be a hell of a governor, if you know what I mean. Nah, we don't want any of that noise. But I want to. This is something more recent. This is probably the best description of inflation that I've heard. And we obviously dealing with inflation here in the United States. I have, aside from David Schweikert, who just puts it very succinctly, it's too much money chasing too few goods. That's inflation. But to have it explained by this guy, Pierre, take it away.
What are the steps that need to be taken to fix the damages done to inflation?
First and foremost, stop the overspending. Inflation, high taxes, deficits, high interest rates are all symptoms. The disease is overspending. When governments spend too much money, there's only 3 ways to get it. One is to raise your taxes. Yep. The other is to borrow, which means that they'll tax you more later on. And the third way is to...
Sorry, he said that in Canadian. He meant borrow. Yeah, he meant borrow. Sorry, I can translate a little bit. We can get Greg in here if we need anything. But yes, the first is to tax your people, steal their money from them. Then is to borrow. Because borrow is when you go underground. Anyway, so don't worry, I speak Canadian. So is to borrow money, which you're going to have to tax people later, steal their money later. And then the third is, this is so brilliant,
that they'll tax you more later on. And the third way is to print money. Now, printing money seems like a painless way to pay for things, but it's very simple. If you have 10 apples and $10 in the economy, it's a bucket apple. If you double the number of dollars in the economy to 20,
and that's Canadian dollars, so it's a little different. Anyway.
You still only have 10 apples. You're not twice as rich. It's just that each apple costs twice as much.
Amen, brother.
And that is a tax on the working people, because it chews up the purchasing power of your paycheck, only to pay for excessive government spending, and it balloons the asset values of the billionaires. So it's a real transfer from the have-nots to the have-yachts. Inflation is the
have-nots and the have-yachts. Oh, stealing it, Pierre. Stealing it. Wholesale. It's mine now.
Worst and most immoral tax. It always results from government creating cash. Our government has created about $700 billion of cash in the last 3 years.
Damn.
So we used to have $1.8 trillion of bills, coins, and bank deposits. That was about 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
Now it's up to 2.5 trillion. So that's extra cash, but the economy has only grown by 4%. So the real things in the economy have only grown by 4%. The cash has grown by 40. So the money supply is growing 10 times faster than the stuff money buys, which creates a bidding war, and that's what's driving up inflation. We have to cap government spending with a dollar-for-dollar law that requires my ministers find $1 of savings for every new dollar of spending.
Amen.
so that they go into their departments, find the waste and mismanagement. They want to spend more here, they have to spend less there, or get a bargain here and there to bring both under budget.
Just hand it to him. Just hand it to him. Give him the keys. He's going to be a hell of a governor. No, we don't want it. God, you guys, we don't want Canada. Look, there's a lot of like geopolitical, geoeconomic things going on with if we were to do that, probably, no, there's really no advantage. No advantage. Or just cut them off. Purely cut them off. Then there's this slapping. This Butte. Repping Canada, flexing back at Donald Trump in a sassy way.
Hey, Donald, have we got a deal for you?
Okay.
You think we want to be the 51st state? Nah, but maybe...
Yeah, actually, you guys would really like to be the 51st state. Being American is pretty damn cool. I ain't gonna lie to you.
California would like to be the 11th province.
Oh!
How about it? California? Oregon? Washington? You've got geography in common with us. And not only that, we've already got a carbon trading system between California.
Carbon trading system. Okay, good. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. If you want a Canada, listen. I speak for the vast majority of America. You can have those 3 states. They're yours. Whatever they make, manufacture, or offer our country, the rest of us can make up because we're Americans, damn it, and we know how to do these things. No way. Take Disneyland. Fine. Go for it. Yeah, you got it. Have it. We have Disney World. You good. Holy. She thinks she's threatening. You're actually giving us a hell of a bargain. We would love that. Take them. She knows, by the way. She knows these slappies by name. Check us out.
In Quebec, we've got some strong alliances on our west coast from British Columbia. There's been a lot of academic papers on the idea of Cascadia. So California, Governor Newsom, and Washington State, Jay Inslee, and newly elected Governor of Oregon, Tina Kotek. How about it?
Yeah, by the way, if you know, if this slappy knows the names of these people, we don't need them. We don't need them. If she knows them, we don't need them.
Want to put a referendum to your citizens? Because this is what you deal. Have we got a deal for you? This is what you get.
Okay.
Free health care. Universal free health care. No more 1-year-olds who suddenly fall off the Medicaid list and their parents are in the news.
She's out here just going on and on like the Canadian healthcare system is something to brag about. Holy cow. Again, dude, get them. And by the way, Arizona is one of, I believe, 5 now states that has socialized healthcare, that we actually have subsidized healthcare here in Arizona. We're it. Go ahead, California, or go take them. Take them. She's saying this is a great idea.
Because they're trying to do a GoFundMe so they can get their daughter to a doctor.
Yeah, that's how it works. And that's why never mind. Okay. My neighbors are Canadian, by the way, so don't even play.
Universal free health care. And guess what? Those gun laws that your Congress is too afraid to pass because of the national gun lobby, we already got our strict gun laws.
Congratulations. Again, then you can have them. I love that. We do not want them as the 51st state. I'm sorry. We don't. We're good. We're fine. As a matter of fact, if we can just go down to 47, totally okay with this. Totally okay with this. I will find a different place. I will find a different place to offshore fish. I'll go down to the Gulf. No problem. No problem at all. Or I'll just get a passport and just, go through Canada. What'd you call it? Cascadia? To go fishing. Holy. Take all the offshore drilling that they're not even allowed to do anyway. And we'll move it all to the Gulf. This is a great idea. A fantastic idea. We take all the Colorado River rights because the Colorado River is ours. We take that sucker. And how about all the nuclear energy coming from Palo Verde out west? It's ours. It's not Canada's. It now belongs to us. Did you guys did you guys see this? And I didn't pull the audio because the video because I don't understand it. I'm so confused talking about nuclear energy. Enron is a company again? Apparently Enron, some CEO, I don't know if this is parody or what this was, but it made some publications. They're talking about some basically nuclear, like personal portable nuclear reactor. I don't look it up. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird how it's covered. I went to the website. The website seems mildly legitimate. It's odd. But anyway, they can have it. You guys make California, Washington, and Oregon. It is yours. Congratulations. We're very proud of you. I even know, see, I speak Canadian, like I told you. So Quebec. Just forget the fact there's a U in there. Quebec is sitting on untapped 1.2 million cubic feet of natural gas. And then 1%. Okay, that's fine. We're the most oil-rich nation in the world. They can fine. Quebec can do it. If we want to trade, fine, we'll trade for them, but we're good with that. Yeah, Enron is run by Doc Brown. Yeah, it runs on it's called the flex capacitor egg. The Enron egg is what they called it. It's kind of weird. What are you talking about? Trillion. Okay, that's fine. Hey, we got the same thing, man. Hey, look, here's the deal though. Not much of America, especially in energy wise, is looking at Canada going like, hey, all right. Huh. I mean, the funny thing is they didn't even try to sneak Alaska. Like Alaska's right there. Like, we just want to go down the West Coast. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Where we're going, we don't need roads. All right, let's move on. Thanks for hanging out. It's good to be back in the saddle. Took a little time off. But here's one of the reasons why you can have California. This is we're not going to play all 5 minutes, but this is a great reason why we could give California to Canada and not have any worries about it. Check this out.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very happy to report that the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency has homed in on perhaps the single greatest example of government waste in United States history.
California.
And that is California's high-speed rail.
He's a rebel. He's a California
Here
rebel.
are the facts that the DOJ X handle cited, all of which are true. The high-speed rail project was originally projected in 2008 to cost $33 billion. It is now projected to cost up to $127.9 billion.
That's 4X.
Its estimated completion date was 2020. Of course, we are past 2020 now. As of 2024, 0 passengers have been transported. Indeed, the majority of the system has not even been fully designed. And yet, it has received $6.8 billion in federal funds, and they're requesting an additional $8 billion in federal funds. In short, the cost has quadrupled, and nothing has been built. Or actually, I'm being a little bit unfair. There was an announcement earlier this year in May where the High-Speed Rail Authority, which really has to strain to come up with milestones to advertise to the public. There was a lot of hoopla surrounding the unveiling of an $11 billion bridge to nowhere that took 9 years to build, which is about the only thing that the High-Speed Rail Authority has to show for its efforts over the last 16 years. A few years ago, the New York Times did an expose, the New York Times, reporting that at the current pace, the high-speed rail project will not be completed this century. I actually asked Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg about this, whether he agreed with the New York Times assessment, and he said, oh yeah, it'll be completed this century, although I gave him several opportunities to give his own best estimation of when it will be completed, and he declined to do so.
Of course he did, because he is useless and absolutely underqualified for his job. Oh, good Lord. Absolute boondoggle. It's not even boondoggle, guys. It's looked upon as a mistake, and there were some errors made, and then some bids that were wrong. This is money laundering at its finest. The homeless in California, their $24 billion homeless boondoggle was a certifiable money laundering scheme. So fine, good. Canada, you got them. There you go. Oregon, Washington, and California. They are you. They're all yours. Good Lord. They get. I've said this for years. They get what they deserve. All right. Why are we all fired up about Greenland? Anybody? Why are we doing this? Apparently, Don Jr. is there trying to advertise that we make them the 51st state.
Tell Trump anything, what would it be?
Buy us.
Buy Greenland? buy Greenland.
Why do you want Trump to buy Greenland?
Because we don't want to be colonized by Danish government anymore.
Yeah, done being colonized.
We get every year about our minerals from Greenland. We are the richest nation in the world, and we don't get to use it. Denmark's using us too much.
Yeah.
Do you like America?
I love America, but people are too fat over there.
I think he said people are too hung over there. I don't know what he said, but I trust what he said. I ain't gonna fight him.
America, but people are too fat over there.
Don't know what that meant. Don't know what that meant. Why are we trying to buy Greenland, y'all? I get it, as strategery and whatnot. I do. Let's do this though. Can we talk like grown-ups for a moment? We need to get our house in order first. It's fun talking about Canada. It's fun talking about Greenland, and it seems whatever. Dude, we are so jacked up here, spending trillions on top of trillions of dollars that we don't have. And again, like Pierre brought up, that's why we have inflation. That's why inflation is so high. Too many dollars chasing too few goods, thanks to idiots and slappies like Pete Buttigieg. No, grown-up talk. Yeah, well, we got to have a little bit of grown-up talk, Chris. Because I've said this for several years, and I know it's not realistic, but you do get the point. Just hang a big old do not disturb sign on old Lady Liberty and just we got to fix our own crap here. Once we get our crap in order, we can go help everybody else, and we'll go do our thing. But right now, and don't worry, we're going to take notes. We'll keep the receipts. If you guys are jacking around while we're doing our own thing here, we will come get you. But this is too much of a mess. It's just too much of a Doge is going to be, I think, one of the greatest things that happened to our nation. If it is allowed to happen, Doge will be painful for a lot of people that are going to lose their job. And I'm sorry, if you're part of a bloated bureaucracy that does not need to be a bloated bureaucracy, and you are, making a good living and having your bennies and all that, okay, you're going to lose your gig. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're going to lose your gig. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the unprecedented move by Donald Trump to announce an appointment of a new IRS director, because the IRS directors are supposed to be there for 5 years. They're supposed to overlap administrations. It's not an appointed gig like a cabinet. It's not a cabinet post. But he's like, dude, you're out. My guy's in. That guy, by the way, that he's putting in might not even last till next month. The guy can barely walk down the aisle before he speaks at a podium without. It's bad. It's awful. He was a former auctioneer. I played him a couple weeks ago. But there's 85,000 new IRS agents. Yeah, anyone who okays that, any director of IRS that okays that needs to be gone. And the vast majority, maybe 60 to 70,000 of those people need to be out of work. Think about that, though. You think about 85,000 government employees that are overpaid, have insane health benefit packages, and retirement and pension programs. So just hiring 85,000 agents is a multi-bazillion-dollar proposition that has been undertaken, that is going to, again, hurt a little when tens of thousands of people, government employees, lose their job. And they should. The entire bidding system for government bids is going to be reworked. It's going to be fantastic. Are you guys going about Navy, Army? Are you guys talking trash again with the be all you can be? Here we go. You know what this is. They'll end up union. Don't worry, Alfred. Everything can be undone. It's like Biden's executive order. Did you see that? Biden's stupid executive order about no more offshore drilling, and just it's pendulum swinging, guys. That's just really all it is. Oh my God, the Presidential Medal of Freedom or whatever. Guys, dude, I'm so glad that story died so quickly, giving it to George Soros and Hillary Clinton, and I mean, just a bunch of nonsense. He actually gave one. He gave one of these medals. He gave the medal to the guy that has a picture online with the second attempted assassin. Yeah, here. It's not even. They have now made it a complete mockery. They've made a mockery of that entire medal, that entire award. The people that actually earned it prior to. Like Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali, and people that are like groundbreaking, trailblazing people, and Donald Trump, by the way, good people, and now it's just basically just it's a popularity contest, and it's stupid. Don't give it any. I'm so happy that story died down. Oh my gosh, he gave a Presidential Medal of Freedom to George Soros. Okay. Also, Ellen has one. Tom Hanks has one. Oprah has one. Now Hillary has one. Like, who cares? It's about the equivalent of it now. The entire Nobel system is irrelevant when they gave Barack Obama the Nobel Peace Prize for just getting elected, for doing nothing. Yeah. It's going to break the clock for the Democrats. It might, Jim. It just might. I don't know. We're what I know now is this is going to be a wild ride, a wild 4 years. It's going to be a wild 2 weeks getting up to inauguration. So this is going to be interesting to see what goes down. And I might give you a little quote today. I was gifted a cool little 1 day a week, one day you pull everything off. It starts with I would offer moral support, but I have questionable morals. It's just always a good thing to sit down to the desk. Thank you guys so much for this. And again, we are rocking and rolling, monetizing and all that. So please share this out, like it, keep the conversation going. And remember, the more you guys hit the like or love, share, whatever buttons, the more we get to keep the lights on. So appreciate all of you. You guys are too much fun. And we will see you tomorrow at noon right here on In Other News. Have a great rest of your day.